Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my Microlocs journey of 3 years. It's been 3 years, Microloc. I'm so proud of myself, people. Like, this is dedication, this is consistency, it's giving all of that. And yeah, I'm going to be sharing about my experiences throughout this journey, things I've learned, things that have worked for me. Alright, so without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright guys, so 3 years of being locked is not a walk in the park. Well, my own experience anyways, how I see it. Sometimes I drop the ball with regards to my locks, and I quickly found out that I had to get back on the ball, especially if I had a preference in terms of how I wanted my locks to look aesthetically, and also just overall, like the growth, what I wanted from my locks to how I wanted my locks to flourish. So there were a lot of things that I had to quickly learn not to be lackadaisical about. All right, so the first thing on my list that I'm going to be talking about is maintenance. Maintenance in terms of shampooing, washing my hair, types of shampoos I use. Alright, so when I started out this journey, washing was like every 2 weeks, and as I went along, it came up, like I eventually kind of extended a little bit. Sometimes it would be 3 weeks, sometimes it would be 4 weeks. So the beauty with locks is that because you don't apply a lot of products, you don't have as much build up quickly. Sometimes it gives you that illusion that you know what, my scalp is still looking clean, so I don't necessarily need to wash it per se quickly, in that matter of doing every 2 weeks or whatever it is. So sometimes I would extend it to maybe 3 weeks, but then eventually I found out of how your locks would look. It may not necessarily look the best aesthetically anyways if you extend your wash periods. Well, for me, that's what I noticed with my own locks. So I quickly had to get back on the ball of doing it a little bit more, like 2 weeks. But still, there are those days where I do extend it a little bit past 2 weeks. So yeah, but I try as much as I can to get in those wash periods. So that's it with regards to the frequency of washing. To get the best look out of my locks, I had to do it every 2 weeks, and also to give my scalp, to give it that fresher feel. Yeah, so that's what I had to do. Anyways, so now moving on to shampoos. When you start with your locks, they tell you to use clarifying shampoos, and that's because you don't want much moisture in your new locks so that it doesn't unravel, etc., etc. So I did do that when I started out with my locks, but I found out my hair got so dry with clarifying shampoo. I didn't like the feel of my hair when I touched it, and it was just too, I think it was doing too much using clarifying shampoo on my scalp. So anyways, I switched to conditioning shampoo. And I do use clarifying shampoo as well once in a while when I do need to get that fresh feel and completely cleanse my scalp of any buildup and oils and whatnot. But I did use conditioning shampoo. I use conditioning shampoo from time to time. So I don't strictly stay with clarifying shampoo, but you also have to do what's best for your hair. But I found that my hair could work with conditioning shampoo without it unraveling. Now, if your hair is finer, you might find that maybe you want to stick to clarifying shampoo and whatnot. So yeah, so that's it with my shampoos. I don't stick to just clarifying shampoos. I use conditioning shampoos as well because I love the way my hair feels when I do that. So that's what's worked for me. Now, moving on to, should I use conditioner or not? For me personally, I do use conditioners. I use leave-in conditioners for my hair as well, just to further, more so for the feel, to soften my hair more. Like you're in locks, so like each lock has like a bunch of hair. It's not like you have a single strand. It has multiple strands. So for me, it can feel quite hard. I don't know how to say it, but for my hair, I like it feeling a little bit softer. Well, my locks anyways. So I have used leave-in conditioner. Leave-in conditioners are part of my wash routine. So I apply it when I'm done my wash. So that's that. I use conditioners. Now, in terms of oils, I do use oils as well, and I have a spray bottle with water as well that I use for my daily maintenance, that I put a little bit of oil into it too. So I also found it beneficial to adding oils. It gives a shine to your locks, and I love using. And then especially on days where you have to go for your retightening, it helps with slippage when your locks are being retightened. So I do have it as part of my routine, as applying oil on the daily. It's in my water, my spray bottle. That's what I use for my hair when I want to freshen it up in the day. But during wash days, I do use oils. I use the Loc method, basically. For those who don't know, Loc method is liquid, which is water, oil, and conditioner. So I use that. That's my routine with my wash. So that has worked for me over the 3 years. I have tweaked, changed as the time went on. One thing I would say is that even though your hair is locked, don't forget that it's still your hair. So, and your hair works a certain way, you know, even though you've subscribed to a structure of how your hair is now, it's locked, and there are rules that you have and guidelines you have to follow to get the best out of your locks. But don't forget that it is still your hair. So you would still have to carry on what routine you had prior that helped your hair flourish. And this is my wash routine, and this is what has helped me so far. But yeah, so make sure you do what's best for your hair. That's it. All right, so the next thing I do want to talk about is retightening. Yeah, so retightening your locks now. For just to break it down, retightening is basically the new growth that you get, you go back and get it locked again. Now, when I say go back, you make sure to go to a loctician, or you can do it yourself as well. You know, if you have that, if you have that drive and you're able to do that yourself, hey, go for it. For me, I did try that. I tried retightening my hair myself, but I quickly found out that I'm not cut out for it. So. You know, I chose to, I'm going to pay someone to do it for me. First of all, it took me hours. No, not even hours. It took me weeks to get it done. I would do the first part of my hair. I would lock it, and then the last part of it before I get to it, because based on my my day-to-day, I have kids. So doing that, locking my hair myself and attending to the kids, yeah, it wasn't working. It wasn't meshing. Yeah, so I eventually found out, you know what, Amali, you need to save some money, and you need to go and get your hair locked. Pay someone to get your hair locked. And that is what I found out works for me better, because I noticed that when I was doing it myself, there were some parts of my hair that needed repair that I thought I was repairing it, but apparently I was not. And you know, it's more difficult for you to see the parts in the hair that you need to that needs your attention more. You can feel it with your hands. You can use a mirror, maybe a mirror in front or at the back, but concentrating to actually fix that part that needs that attention, sometimes it's a bit challenging. So anyways, I found out quickly that retightening my hair was not the best for my locks. So I had to immediately, because I started with the loctician, and then eventually I want to save some money and also have that control over my time in terms of having to go to someone to have my hair retightened. So I experimented with doing my hair myself, retightening my hair myself. And it's a good skill, by the way, to know how to retighten your hair, because it can come in a clutch. If you can't get to the loctician early enough and you need to go to an event or something, and just when your at least the front part of your hair looking tidy, it's good to have that skill, knowing how to retie your hair. But in my own experience, I found that going to a loctician works better for my locks, and also helps with the aesthetics of my hair. And also, if there are any repairs, she does it for me. When I go to my loctician, she takes care of all of that. And yeah, and also it keeps me accountable in terms of keeping to a schedule. And that's something else I wanted to talk about. Retightening, it's very important for you to keep yourself to a schedule in terms of your retightening. If it's every 6 weeks, now based on your hair, how your new growth comes out, because for me, over time, I've noticed that my new growth, it grows up quickly, fast. So my loctician had to actually cut down, before I was doing like maybe 7 weeks, 6 weeks, or whatever. That's the norm, 6 weeks in between reties. But she quickly told me, hey, your hair is growing too fast. So I need to come in earlier, because then if I waited for that 6-week mark, I would be spending hours getting my retightening done. So, and yeah, and time is money. So the longer you spend, because for my loctician is charged per hour. But yeah, so that's with retightening. My experience with retightening, my schedule is I try to keep it between 5 to 6 weeks. 6 weeks, no more than 6 weeks. So, and that has helped my hair. I found that's helped my hair really flourish how it looks anyways. So one thing to take away from this with retightening is keep a schedule and try to maintain either a loctician or maintain a consistency in how you retie your hair. That would contribute towards how your locks end up looking, the aesthetics of your locks. So yeah, that is the next thing we're talking about is styling your locks. For me, I found I leave my hair simple. I leave my locks simple. I don't really style it. Now the reasoning for doing that is not because it's not out of like choice per se. Yeah, part of it is choice, you know. Sometimes I don't have the time to style my locks, so I just, you know, free form it, let it do its thing. But one thing I know I found is that water does a lot, helps it when I want it to look nice, and style it. I drench my hair in water. I drench my locks in water when I'm styling it, or when I want it to look, you know, nice and supple. So yeah, so anyway, so for styling, I don't do a lot of heavy styling. My hair is usually down, or I just put up in a bun or something of that, something very simple. But I do want to get into more styling, and the reason why I hadn't styled it first, started out with my loctician's advice: just let your hair lock, let it grow out. Don't do a lot, don't put tension here or there, just let your hair kind of like let it lock, let it get to a certain stage before you go into styling. So that has been one of the reasons why I have stayed away from styling. But now that my hair is more mature, my locks are more mature, I am going to definitely be going into more styling, and I'm looking forward to that. Getting some butterfly, what do you call it? Is it butterfly locks? Yeah, those, and braids, and just styling my locks, making it look more, you know, look nice. Now that it's grown to a certain length, and it's, yeah, seems like it's locked more. Well, it has locked more, but yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be going to more styling. So, but so far I wasn't really doing much styling. I was just letting my hair be. I was keeping it very, very simple. So yeah, that's what I've been doing with styling so far. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is growth, hair growth. Yo, let me tell you, this is the most I've seen my hair growing. Ever since I got locked, my hair has been growing. I've just been marveling at the length of my hair. Now, there are multiple factors to that. First is the nature of the style of hair. It's locked. So every growth, you know, your hair goes through a cycle, new growth, then shedding, and the cycle just repeats itself. And for locks, you're just basically weaving in, locking in the whole cycle. So nothing is shedding, nothing is nothing is being carted away in terms of your hair, your growth, whatever it is. The shedding is non-existent with locks. So, but yeah, but the growth has been amazing. And like I mentioned earlier, my hair has been growing. The new growth I've seen it's coming out more faster and while being locked. And I don't know, I think it's because it's less is more, you know. This is honestly, having locks has really brought that statement home. Less is more. The less you do with your hair, the more your hair grows. Like there's less friction on your hair. Well, less tension, I would say. Now there is tension based on how I lock my hair, interlocking. There is tension, but it's not as much. It's not as frequent, I would say. My hair gets a lot of breaks in between. Like and for me personally, I'm not really doing a lot of styling with my hair. So maybe that has contributed to that. I don't know. But yeah, so my growth has been exponential compared to what I had before, the type of growth I experienced before getting locked. So like, look at my lock. This is 3 years locked. Now, I didn't start with completely bald hair when I locked my hair, but it wasn't that long too as well. But it's grown it's grown a lot over 3 years. Like, it has grown a lot. So that is something that I experienced in this journey of locks. Your hair grows faster. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe I should just put it my experience anyways. Let me put that into context of my experience. During this experience, I've seen my hair grow so much more than when it was not locked. So that is something that I loved and I got out of this experience. So yeah, that's that. All right, next thing I want to talk about is the issues that I have experienced during this journey. Or should I let me quantify the issue, because I've not really experienced a lot of issue in my lock journey. I've not really experienced a lot of issues, but the issue that I don't like with locks is the lint. Like lint. You know, when you get lint in your, it's normal to get lint in your hair. You're sitting down, lint is on the chair, you're going to get lint, or the type of dress you wear and you have long hair and your hair is down, yeah, your hair is going to catch some lint. Or you have a jacket on, or you're outside, or and stuff will just move flying in the air, you will get some lint in your hair. But the difference is when you're locked, getting that lint out is a challenge. Honestly, you can't actually get, like, if it gets embedded into the lock, nah, yeah, that's sayonara. The lint is there to stay. So that's something that I've not been too happy about. Not at all. And I've tried my best, you know, in limiting the amount of lint or the exposure my locks get to lint. I put my hair in a hair bonnet when I'm going to bed. I try to put my hair up when I'm wearing something that I know that will shed, like a shirt or whatever. I try to put my hair up. I haven't tried this method of putting a silk scarf on your jacket, just on the neck of the jacket, so that your hair is on the silk scarf and not necessarily come in contact with the jacket. But the lint is still there. The only solution now, what I do is I brush my hair when I wake up in the morning. As part of my daily routine, I brush out my hair, my locks. I brush it out to get rid of any loose lint that has not yet been embedded into the locks. So that's one way I'm trying to not mitigate, but, you know, reduce the probability of these lints staying in my locks. So I brush it out. I brush my locks on a daily, and also not on a daily, but I try to do it as frequent as I can. I don't do it every day. To be honest, I just do it maybe every 2 days. I brush my hair every 3 days. I brush it. And then the only other way that, based on what I've learned on how to get rid of it, you can dye your hair. So dye your hair black or dye your hair to a color that hides the lint. And the other option is maybe those parts of the hair that has lint will eventually grow to a certain length and you can cut the hair off. For me personally, I know I don't want my locks growing past a certain length, because that's more drying time I'm adding to when I wash my hair. That's more maintenance. Like, when I say maintenance, it's still the same maintenance, but that's more time towards maintaining the hair. If my hair is a certain length, like when I go wash it, it's going to take longer for it to dry, and some other stuff. I don't know. I don't want it to be too long. It's going to grow long. I'm going to let it grow long, but there's a limit. I'm going to limit it. Yeah, I'm going to cut it. Snip, snip, snip. But yeah, anyway, so that's the issue. Lint is an issue. You know, if you have your hair, when your hair is not locked with lint, you can brush it, you can wash it, and you brush it out, right? But with the locks, it gets locked in. Yeah, so that's one thing I'm not happy about. The lint in locks. It's almost inevitable. Like, you're going to get it. You are going to get it. Now you can either slow down the process of, like, slow down how fast you get them in your hair by being very consistent with wearing hair bonnets when you go to sleep, and also be mindful of the type of clothes you wear and whatever, taking measures with regards to maybe pulling your hair up when you're wearing an outfit that sheds a lot. But yeah, so that's it. That's the issue I've had. Lint. Yeah, but that was, other than that, have I experienced any other issue? I'm trying to think. I don't think I have. Maybe also the effort into retightening, like you have to be, the need to be consistent in your retightening, but I don't know if it's an issue. It's something that it's part of maintaining your hair. You would have to do that. If you're going for braids, you have to go someone to braid your hair. If you have single braids on and you're going to be keeping it in for a long time, you would have to make sure you wash it. It's just part of maintenance. I don't think I would say the schedule of retightening is also an issue for me. It's not. It's part of comes with maintaining your hair, right? So I don't think it's an issue. So the only issue is length for me. Anyways. But yeah, so that's one thing I wanted to mention. All right, so now in terms of maybe my to-dos, what I would like to see for my locks in the future is I would like to dye my hair. I want to dye it. Like, I think I should have dyed it before I actually locked it, so that, because I've been wanting to dye my hair. So I'm going to do it, something like an ombre effect on my hair. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, but do I have any regrets so far in my Microloc journey? No, I don't. I think based on where you are in life, for me anyways, let me speak for myself. Based on the stage where I am in life, whereby I'm growing my family, I really wanted to not spend as much time with maintenance on my hair. And when I thought about it, the option that came to me that would help me achieve that was locking my hair. So have I gotten that out of this experience? Yes, I have. I've had to do less of my hair, and I still love the way my hair looks. So I don't have any regrets so far. No. So I think having regrets with regards to Microlocs is going to be subjective to the person. So for me, based on my situation, based on my dynamic, I don't have any regrets. I love having my locks on. And I normally say when I'm done having kids, I would take it out. But I might just leave it in. I love it. Like, I love the way my locks looks, I like the way it looks. And so I will just keep it in. But yeah, so I do not have any regrets with regards to my my Microlocs journey so far. I don't know, maybe I'll have next year. I don't know. Maybe I'll have in 2 years. But as of today, I don't have any regrets with locking my hair. It's been a great, wonderful journey so far for me in terms of, I don't know. It's been, I've been satisfied basically with this decision. So I don't have any regrets, people. Yes, I don't have any regrets. So yeah, that's that for this update of being Microlocked for 3 years. Alright guys, well thank you very much for watching my video. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to share. I'll be making more similar videos on my Microlocs journey, what I've learned, my experiences so far. So please subscribe to the channel, please like the video, and if you found this video helpful, informative, please share the video. Either way, share the video. Alright guys, well thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.